And it looks like we're live. Good morning. This is Clark Marshall from Blue Dog DIY. Good morning. Actually, it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. So this is the June coaching call. Only the second one we've done. So really excited to share some pretty cool stuff with you today. So I'll get straight into it. This is our plumber theme, our plumber layout design. So all the things we're talking about today apply to any of the websites. So what we've got here is the software has had an update this month, which is always very exciting for us because we're a bit geeky and we love that stuff. So I'm just going to run you through some of the main changes that you guys will see. Now, don't panic when I say changes. You probably wouldn't even notice these if I hadn't pointed them out to you. So yeah, we're not making any sweeping changes, or the software has not changed so much. So if I log into the editor here on this particular page, and I'll show you some of the cool stuff that's been updated. So if I log down, sorry, the dog's barking in the background. So the little pop-up editors we see when we click on content. So I'm just going to click into here to show you exactly what I mean. You'll now see these little arrows here, and if I click on them, what happens is obviously the box goes to full width of the screen. So this is really handy for if you're working with lots of text. So that's change number one, which is pretty cool, and you can obviously collapse that again. Same as in the past, you can move this around to anywhere on the screen, particularly handy if you've got a nice big monitor. The other change that I want to talk about is it's probably a little bit more subtle, and I'm going to just have to move things around here to show you. Some of you may not be aware that with these columns here, you can actually add in or delete columns from this row. So for example, if I wanted to add a column to the right hand side of this, let's say I wanted to put some content over here, if I hover over any of these, see there's a little edit column button. So when I click on that, it gives me some options in here. And what I'm after here is insert column after. So click on that, and if many of you are familiar with Excel or building tables, it's just exactly like that. So let's put this column in here, and what I'm going to do is move heading across, and that's all very well. So I've added a column, but what this little change does, if I go back into any of these boxes here and go into the edit column settings, I can now equalize column heights. So if I change that to yes, and what this does is it makes all these columns equal, and I can then align the content. By default, it's at the top, but what I want to do here is change it to the center. So, and I'll just hit save here so we can see what happened. So what that's done is it's vertically aligned the content to the center. So just to give you a bit better of an idea, I'll move things around so they don't quite look so silly. And so, yeah. So before this option, you would have had this heading here would have sat at the top, which may be what you want, but you now have the option to align all the content in a row to the center of that row. Okay. Also, this is a pretty cool little change actually, particularly for you guys if you are experimenting on a live site or playing around with new ideas and new content. You can now effectively hide an entire row. So if I go row settings, and it's in the advanced tab, scroll down, and under visibility and display, I can change this to a logged in user. Now what that will do is only display that content when a user is logged in, so that's you. So this whole row will not be visible to anyone visiting the website, and I'll show you exactly how you test that. So I'm just going to save that and then hit done to save the changes on my page. And remember, it's this row here for hot water repairs. So I'm going to, actually I'm going to have trouble with my screen sharing if I do that. If you open this tab, if you open the website in an incognito window by going File and then clicking here, and if I do that, my screen UI won't see that because I'm only sharing this window. What that's going to, it's going to display the website as one of your users, so you'll be logged out. I'm not probably explaining that very well, but yeah, if you're not sure on that, just shoot me a question and I'll maybe create a better video for that specific function. So in that case there, we've hidden this row here, the hot water repairs, and we might be, say for example, putting some new content in there or working on an image, or if we've got an image in there we're not quite right, and while we don't want people to see that, that's how you can just hide different elements. And yeah, as I was rambling on about before, you'll need to check your website once you're logged out. Just otherwise, you'll forget that you've done that. You think if you're always logged into the website, you can see it, but obviously your users can't. So just a little caveat with that trick. Okay, so that covers the new updates. Now this is something that I've been meaning to put together for a while now, and I've had a couple of calls with a few of you to show you these ninja tricks. So this is some stuff. This particular platform is very powerful in what it can do, and I just want to show you a couple of little tricks. So creating these large background images can be a headache if you're not familiar with how the platform works. So by default, when you upload an image, the website will automatically resize it, and the reason it does that is because if you take a photo, even with your iPhone, or particularly with a really good digital camera, the photo is going to be quite a large size, and the website will automatically optimize it and reduce it in size. Otherwise, your website will load very slowly, and people won't hang around. The problem with that is this image here is quite a wide one, and that little software trick we have trips us up there. So by default, all the images are resized to 1024 pixels wide, and just to give you some context, all the websites are 1200 pixels wide. So if I was to go in and change this background image, and I'll just show you exactly what I mean, going back into the page builder and closing this. Okay, go into the row settings, and I can see here this background photo is actually 2048 wide by 878. So you might remember I just said the software automatically resizes it to 1024. So if I was to replace this and upload my own image in there, the software is going to resize it to 1024 wide, and the resolution won't be suitable or not be optimal for this. So to get around that, what we do is we upload that image directly into the media manager, so into the media library. So to do that, let me just get out of here. And we go into the dashboard. And you won't see all these options on your page because we've simplified that, but you will see media and then add new. And then we just upload here. You can either drag your photos into here or find them on your computer this way. So again, using the media uploader in the admin area here enables you to put those images in there that are up to 2048 pixels wide. So really good for the big hero images and the backgrounds. Otherwise, the software automatically resizes it to 1024. Okay, so that's that one. The next one I want to talk to you about is cloning pages. Now, this is a really handy feature if you wanted to, say, for example, if you had maybe the hot water page, if I have a look at that. Okay, so let's say you wanted to create another page similar to this for, I don't know, maybe another product that you have or another service that you provide, and you like the layout of this page and you just want to copy it. You can copy this entire page. So again, we go into the dashboard to do that. And then we go into the pages and we find the page. This is the list of all the pages on your website. We find the page here that we're looking for, and we simply hover over it, the title, and then click on clone. What that does is straight away clones that entire page and creates it as a draft. So there's a number of ways to deal with this from here, but the quickest way is to click quick edit and then change the title to my, maybe whatever it is, cold water might be gas works, for example. Gas works. And at this stage, it's still a draft, so I can publish it from here and then click on update. Okay, so that's it. We've created that page. Now, from here, I can click view, and this page is an exact copy of the hot water page. So that has saved a considerable amount of time. Now, obviously you would need to change these headings and put your own content in here. And you can also see that it's automatically put that page into the menu item up here. Now, you may not want this in the menu, particularly if you are just developing this page and it's a live site. So I'll show you how to control that. Or maybe we would like to move that under a different tab. Maybe there's a drop down of hot water. So I can show you how to do that. So we click on customize. And over on the left here, this menu, when the internet catches up with us, we have menus. And we're looking at the main menu, and you can see here that all these items in this list here are exactly the same as our header, as our menu in the header. So here's our gasworks, and I just simply click and drag this, and I may want to put it, say, next to hot water. But in this case, because my menu is bursting out onto 2 lines, I want to indent it. I just clicked and dragged it across, and it now will become a submenu of hot water. So if I click save and publish, and then close that there, which will get me out of the customizer, and I can see automatically that Gasworks has become a menu item of hot water. So it's just like magic. It's pretty cool. So that was cloning pages. And the menu item. Now, I should have shown you also, you can also add new items to the menu in there, but we won't cover that in this call. So the next one I've got on my list here is how to, when you're editing your site. Now let me go back to the home page. There are help videos for every single module on your website, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by a module. So if I go into the page builder and say scroll down the page, what's a good example here? And I'll come back to that one. So let's just pick a simple one. This one here. So this particular title here is, well, it's a heading, is if I hover over the item itself and then hover over the wrench, it tells me that that's a heading. If I hover over this image here, it tells me that it's a photo. If I hover over this text here, it tells me that it's a text editor. So if I wanted to watch a video or learn exactly all about how these different modules work, and each of these things is called a module, I logged into the Blue Dog Club, Blue Dog DIY Club. I should have prepared earlier, but I haven't. We wait for the internet to catch up with us again. Okay, and then it should really be logged in here. Okay, so you should all be familiar with this screen. It's about to load. And I'll scroll down here. So in the content area here, we have, sorry, it's a bit slow. We have all the videos relating to those particular modules. So if we scroll down past the quick start videos, and if you haven't watched these are a must. You must watch these to get started. Otherwise, you'll be a lot of things will fall into place just by watching those. So we looked at that heading module. So here's the video on heading. So it's 6.5 minutes, so it's fairly comprehensive. So obviously we just play that and you'll learn all the ins and outs on how to use all the functions inside that heading module. So that just covering that again. So when you're in the page editor on any of the modules in your website, you just hover over it, hover over the wrench, and it tells you that that's a heading. You then come into the Blue Dog Club and find the heading video, and that will show you exactly how it all works. So the next one is one of the most powerful things and time savers with regards to the software. So you'll notice down here, when I hover over this row, it's orange as opposed to, say, this row here, which these modules are blue and this row is blue. So what that is it's what's called a global row. So if I can put this content, this call to action here, which is call me for a no obligation free quote and the phone number. I can insert this anywhere on this website, and if I need to make an edit to it, it will I can edit it and it will change in all those places. So instead of, I think we have this on the bottom of every page. So let's say you wanted to update your phone number, which is going to be one of the first things you do when you log into the website here. You only need to do this once because it's a global row. So if I click in here to open up the settings, you'll notice that it actually opens in a new tab. This is a thing that some people get a little bit confused about. And then we can edit the elements. We're only dealing in this particular global row. So I could then go in here, just like normal, change the phone number to my new phone number. And that, we hit save, and then I hit publish. And what it's going to do is it's going to close this tab and go back to my original page. And you'll see there that that new number has updated, and that would have been done all through the website. And just to prove that I'm not fibbing you, I'll check on another page. So we're on the home page. And if I click on the about, I can see here that we've got that call to action at the top here with the new phone number and the new phone number. So you can see there that the potential for time saving is huge. One last thing that I want to show you is how to add that global row into anywhere else on the page. Now, I've got it at the top and the bottom here. It's going to look a bit silly, but I'll just show you how to add it in the middle here. So we into the page builder, scroll down to where we want to place the content, and I go over on saved rows here. I can see here this CTA, call to action for call us, and it's got the little global badge on it. So I simply click and drag that into here, and that's put that global row in there with the same phone number. And again, if I click on it here, opens it in a new tab, and any changes I make will make that change across the whole website. So it's pretty cool stuff. So I can just hit done here and save without. That's pretty much it from me. I think Tegan's going to have a few words now, but yeah, she's got a bit of a croaky voice, but we'll see how we go. Thanks very much for your support, and keep those websites coming. There's some pretty cool stuff getting built, and yeah, really excited to see some of them go live. So I'll hand you over to Tegan.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. So today we're going to talk, I thought I'd talk about Facebook and how to make new friends. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't the most popular kid in school. I was the nerdy, studious type in school. So making new friends is kind of fun because I never got to do it at school. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into Facebook. And I'm going to end up in Clark's Facebook now, but that's okay. That's all right. So I'll use that as an example. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is help you to build like those first few thousand sort of friends, okay? And what we're going to do is you have to kind of decide that your personal page is no longer just for you and your family. In order to grow it this way, but I've found it's one of the most organic ways to grow your friends, and I now have, I think, 3,500 friends, and the beauty of it is when it came time to launch my book, I just put a few posts on there, and that's how I sold the first sort of 100 books. So it really can work for you. And the idea is that when you make new friends, you actually need to build relationships with them, but I'll speak more on that. And then what happens is you then invite them over to your business page. So just like you would if you were at a barbecue and you met someone new for the first time, you don't really say, oh, hi, I'm Tegan and I do this here, here's what I do, come check it out. You've got to build a relationship with them first. So the way to do that, Clark's got 2.5, haha, I'm beating you. All right, so way to do this when you're starting off, if you've only got 20 friends or 50 friends, I'll explain how you grow from that. So you go into your friends, and it's basically you stalk your friends. How do I close that? Oh, okay. You kind of stalk your friends. So let's have a look at Christy here. She won't mind because I know Christy quite well. So you go in and you say, oh, this is Christy. Okay, great. And see here, you've got friends. She's got 21 mutual friends with Clark. So what you're looking for is friends of yours that have mutual friends. Now, when you've only got 20 or 50, then they may only have one other mutual friend, and that's okay. But what you're going to do is you're going to look through and see, like Jennifer has 336 friends, Jürgen, I think his name is, has 304, Troy Dean has 1,399 friends. So if you weren't already friends with him, you'd want to go and meet Troy because he has lots of other friends. And so his influence is actually quite substantial. Alex has 500, Simon Kelly has 800 friends, and so on down the list. So what you're going to do is kind of stalk your friends, so to speak. So you're going to go in and you're going to go in here. You're going to go in and have a look at who Jennifer is, and the key point here is she or are her friends your target market? So if your target market is men over 40, then what you're looking for is in her friends, you're looking for men over 40 that actually are in your target market. So I'm looking down here, lots of females. David might be, in your target market. So what you're looking for, if you want, if your target market is women, then you would click on, say, Courtney, have a look at Courtney, and you would see what she does. Now, you'll notice if you ever go into my friends, about 90, I want to say almost 95% of them are women who are in business for themselves or working for someone else. And that's my target market for the friends. So what you would do is you would look through Courtney's page to see if she's a real person, and B, if she's the type of person that you would like to have as a customer. And if she is, then you send her a friend request. Now Clark's already sent her a friend request, but you would normally click up here and send a friend request. Then you would go back into Jennifer's friends and keep looking through. Okay, I'm looking, and Sarah, let's see what she does. And is she in my target market? So let's have a look through. Oh, she likes doggies. I like her already. And she's is about all the people in Orlando. She lives locally to me. So you know what? She would be a perfect person to be friends with. So I'm going to send her a friend request by clicking the Add Friend button here. And that's what you do. So basically looking to make new friends. So make sure that they're real people, make sure that they are in your target market, of course, and make sure that, you have something in common. They're the sort of person that you would, want to have a coffee with. And that's how you build your friends. And once you've sort of taken that step of building friends, the other thing you need to do is suddenly you realize that friends will want to, you'll be receiving lots of friend requests. So if I go back into Clark's page and into friends, actually where are the friend requests? Friend requests. He's got 55 friend requests. So what he's doing is he's not just accepting any old friend. Okay, he's being particular about who he chooses as his friends. And that's what you need to do. Only accept friends who are actually in your target market and that you would imagine having a coffee with and doing business with. So that's what you do in regards to friend requests. And the third thing you do is you join groups. Okay, so sorry, I'm not feeling well today, so pardon me for going a bit slow. I've had an injury to my throat. So what I'm looking for now is groups that I want to be part of. And a great way to do that is you'll notice down the side often groups will come up, or
Search.
I want you to do a search. So you might do a search for, let's see, wealthy WordPress. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for your help. Okay, so what you might do is do a search for WordPress, or if you're a plumber, you might do a search for plumbers, or you might do a search for, let's see. So these are all the groups here that you can actually become part of, that all have something to do with WordPress. So whatever's relevant to your industry, where your customers are hanging out, that's where you need to go. And that's the groups that you need to join. And I always say it's really great to be part of, so probably about 3 groups where your customers hang out, and then choose one just for yourself. So maybe a personal development one, or a motivational one, or just just a group that's going to help you through those days where it's a bit hard. Right, but for now, we're just going to look at groups here. So what we're looking for is, this one has 3,800 members. This one has 20,000. This has 3,000. This is 3,000. This is 6,000. So I'm going to go for the one that has 20,000 to start off with. So the bigger groups. And what I'm going to look for is, are they engaged? Are there people engaged? Now, with the bigger groups, you're going to find definitely. But in the smaller groups, you really want to check whether people are actually engaged in the comments. Are there comments? Look, there's comments here. Excuse me.
This is all my geeky stuff.
Yeah, this is all your geeky stuff. Gotta love the geeks. And, there's people responding there. There's comments, there's likes. So it is an active group. So, excuse me, he's already joined this group. Sorry, my throat is killing me. But normally there would be a button here saying, that you want to apply to join this group, and you do usually need to be accepted into these groups. So you apply, and within usually a few hours, someone has accepted you. So that's how you find groups. And then you would go back, excuse me, and you would have a look for, let's go into that. Oops, I can't spell this morning. Okay, then you might look in, the next different size group, which I think was 6,000. So we're going to go in there. Now he's probably already joined. Yeah, he's joined all these groups. Let's see if we can find one that he actually hasn't joined. No, that's okay. WordPress DIY. Let's put in self-improvement. These groups here, self-improvement deals. I know that you wouldn't have been part of that group yet, and I've lost my trail. So, oops, self-improvement deals. I've lost it. Pardon me. We're going slow today, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that. Where's my groups? Okay, Clark's going to drive for me. Thank you. So once you've actually found those groups, one of the most important things to do is to be active in them. Okay, so there's no point, joining a group and not actually being active, and then putting up a post saying, hey, buy my stuff. Right? You've got to build relationships, just like you've got to build relationships with your new friends. You wouldn't, I often see it a lot where someone will friend me and I'll accept them, and someone will friend me and I'll accept them, and instantly they say, like my page. You know what? I don't even really know you. I haven't built a relationship with you, so why would I like your page? Now, to me personally, it's pretty harmless to like someone's page as long as it's real, because I have experienced that where I liked someone's page and it was a really awful, terrible, racist, awful page. And thankfully someone helped me to find that out. But yeah, always check out the pages before you actually like them. But you've got to the idea is to build relationships with these people. So when you join these groups, help people. help people to just be helpful and be nice and like their stuff, and just be your genuine self. Don't be don't be someone else. Now, these are some of the groups.
So what we did there was we typed self-improvement into the search box and then clicked on search, and then it showed us all the results, this is searching the whole of Facebook, and then we're looking for groups. So up the top here, we just click on groups, and it shows us only the groups with self-improvement. So
yeah, there you go. So there you can look through and it will tell you, thank you. It will tell you how many members they've got. So this one here, if your customers are into self-improvement, then you would want to be part of this group, because it's got 4,500 members, and I can see some of my friends that are actually in that group. So you would click on join that group. But be active in these groups. It's so important to build relationships. Gone are the days where, you'd sort of go down to the local pub and catch up with people and build relationships that way. I'm sure you still do that, but in regards to online, this is how you do it. So once you've actually joined the groups and you're active in the groups, then the other thing to do, then once you've built relationships, so when you're in the groups, that's how you can also make new friends as well, because the people in those groups are your target customers. So, make a name for yourself, help people out, be active in the group. And then if someone likes your stuff, like I just put something on a group last night, and I got a whole heap of likes on it, and most of them weren't my friends already. So I went in, had a look at their pages, made sure that they were the type of person I wanted to be friends with, and they were in my target market. And then I've sent them a friend request this morning. So that's how you build your friends on Facebook. Then once you've built relationships with these people, invite them to like your business page. So I now have the people that are in my business page. I've got a few business pages, but the people that are in my business pages are perfect potential customers. They're engaged. They want to hear what I have to say because they're my target market. So that's how you build your social media. You build your friends. So I'll go through that. So first of all, you create new friends by going through your current friends list and, requesting to be friends with people that are relevant to you and that are in your group, in your target market. Then you only accept friends that are in your target market. Then you join groups and be active in those groups and build relationships with the people. Then you invite those people to like your business page. Because you can't actually advertise. People often ask, so why do I need a business page if I've got my personal page? You can't advertise to those people on your personal page with ads per se. That's why you want to get people liking a business page. It also just creates engagement, and it's a bit more specific, and it's just your target market. So I hope that's helped you to make some more friends. So go out there and make friends, make a goal, have a competition with a friend of yours as to how many new friends you can make this week, and continue it through. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's really enjoyable because you're engaging with people who you actually would have a cup of coffee with. So that's it from me. I'm going to take my sore throat and wish you a good day or good night.
Thanks, Tegan. That pretty much wraps us up. So if you've got any comments, questions, need any support with your website, if you've got any suggestions, things we're not doing right, things we could do better, just reach out to us and we'll fix it. We'll fix the problem. So thanks very much. This is Clark from Blue Dog DIY with Tegan, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next month. Thanks very much.
Bye.